how to plan the trade and then trade the plan. It is vital with Forex that you plan ahead what you're going to do. You need to make the plan of where you plan to enter, where you plan to take first profit, where you plan to exit the trade. Now the LMT does the basics for you. It gives you an entry and it gives you a first profit target. As I explained earlier with Fibonacci, Fibonacci is one of the things that we can use for a potential second target. Now here, this is the 21st of September. The time is currently 1600 hours British Summer Time. That's GMT plus 1. This is a daily chart. Now you can't plan your trades at this time of day, but what you can do is eliminate all the signals that will not fire. So for example, what I do is half an hour before the markets close and the daily candle is due to trade, I will go in and look at the potential trades. But I will have already during the day eliminated the possible no trades. For me, candles close at 10:30, 11 p.m. at night, and I don't want to be sat there for hours. So if I can eliminate some of the work during the day, then I will. So if you get a coffee break, you get a chance, have a look through. What we're going to do is I'll flick through all the different pairs and show what we're going to do first is eliminate the ones that don't have any chance. Maybe make a note in the diary for when they will have a chance later in the week. Now here on the British pound dollar daily chart, we are in the middle of what is known as a head and shoulders pattern here, which I show you this in great detail in the advanced section. But what you need to know at the moment, price has come down to this area here, just above the trend line. Today it has broken this trend line. At the moment it hasn't closed below it. From an LMT point of view, we have no chance of a trade. We are in a downtrend. We need at least 3 days of green candles, as you know, and then a red before we will get a trade. So at the moment, unless price starts to pull back up and then back down again, we won't have a trade for the next few days. What I would like to see here is price to come back up to the 50% level, 2 or 3 days of green, and then we would have a potential big trade of 250 pips first target down to here. Euro. No chance of a trade today. The euro is in a strict, severe uptrend and has been for the last 2 weeks. At the moment, it is behaving logically and it is taking a breather. Now, I am in this trade from a non-LMT trade because what I did is I entered here at the 50% fib pullback, as mentioned in previous videos. As I say, from an LMT point of view, it wouldn't happen here today. Had we had an LMT signal and been in this area as well, we would have been all over this trade. So, Euro USD, no trade tonight. USD Swissy, no trade tonight. We have had here a bounce off a double bottom. We're in a downtrend. If we have another green day up to the 50 and a red, then possibly Thursday we will have a good trade back down. And if price was to rebound here, again we're looking at 200 pips plus back down at least to the current low. Aussie dollar exactly the same as the euro in an uptrend that it has been for the last 2 weeks since the summer vacation ended, and again we have a pullback here to the 50% line almost. Again with the LMT we won't get a signal for at least a few days. We can cross that one off our list. New Zealand dollar. We have a potential with the New Zealand dollar. We may have a trade. Not tonight, of course, but tomorrow, i.e. not at the close of the market tonight, the close of the market the day after. Because what we are in an uptrend. Again, same as the euro and the USD, and the Aussie dollar, and they are correlated to these pairs, particularly the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar go the same way at the same time most of the time. Again, we're looking for a pullback. Now here, what I would like to see would be a big move down here, at least to 38. The perfect one will be down here to hit the bottom trend line, horizontal line, etc. But unless something major happens, it will happen tonight. If we get another red day tomorrow, and then the green on Wednesday, and we're in this area, and on Thursday we could have a very nice trade here, because our potential trade up is 230 pips. The LMT gives us an entry signal here, and our first target, and we now know where we're going to plan to place our second target. US dollar yen. Now, the dollar yen has been in a downtrend going back to the beginning of August. We didn't seem to realize it over the summer period because we thought it was going sideways, but in actual fact, we're now in a trend, upper trend, lower trend. At this moment in time, 1600 hours BST, we have broken this area. Now the candle at the end may stop here, it may even come back in the channel. If it came back in the channel and tonight gave us a red bar here, then we will be looking at a good potential trade for Wednesday. And again, if we could get a signal here, we have a potential move down 200 pips down to here. If price was to reverse at this point, then you would obviously need 3 down days of a red. So if it doesn't happen this way that I've just suggested, then this will be a no trade for this week. Also, if we start to get signals that things are going up, I would be wary until we start to clear some of these areas. So that one would be one of the pairs that I would warn you on the daily video and say, look, perhaps what we need to do is have, this is a good possibility, this is an average, this is a don't take. Euro, Japanese yen. Now, we may have a potential trade if we can get a red candle in it tonight or tomorrow, and we are at a very interesting area. We are at a horizontal support resistance line, and we are in a trend line. So again, as we mentioned in the videos, we're looking for areas of multiple touches. So if we were to get this and a red candle tonight, for example, tomorrow we would have a potential trade down anywhere in the region of 250 to 300 pips. Euro CAD. Euro CAD may give us a signal tonight. If things stay the way they are at the moment, we've had 4 red bars, we're now on a green day, and the trend is up. However, if this does not break and close above this candle, I would not take this trade under any circumstances. And the reason is, this is a major psychological level of 1.5900, and it has proved before, particularly here, to be an area of resistance. So if we were to get a candle signal to buy here, I need this candle to close above the 1.5900. If it doesn't, I will leave it alone. On Monday, we were looking at the potential trades for the week ahead, and I was explaining how you need to look ahead and to plan what you're going to do if this happens or if this happens. On the pound dollar, I explained at the time on Monday we were down here, and I explained that what I would like here would be for price to pull back to the 50% area on this chart. Now, 80% of the time on a pullback, price will go to 50% and then fall back down again. 20% it actually goes up to 61.8, which is what happened here. But the problem we have on the daily chart now is, unfortunately, we're now on green days. However, were you able to trade the 4-hour chart, take a look at this. Because what I said on Monday was what I would like is price to come up into this area and then to potentially pull back. Now both trends on the daily and the 4-hour are in a down direction, and this candle is going to fire in a couple of hours' time. Hopefully it will stay in this area here, because then we have the potential trade down of 140, 150 pips to the trend line where we've been before. As this will be a 4-hour signal, the stop will be in the region of 60 pips and the profit gain 30. So I have double, at least my double my risk-reward ratio. I will definitely take this trade on a 4-hour. However, those of you who only can trade on daily, there is or was a good trade this morning which I took on the dollar yen. On Monday I was telling you, we were on this candle here, and I was telling you that if price would pull back within this channel and close and we got a red bar, I would be very interested. It would have been nicer had price been here, because then we would have had a bigger potential first profit target. But I've taken the trade anyway. From an LMT point of view, it is a little bit contrary to my rules in that the signal here only gave us a potential 100 pip gain and we had an 86 pip stop. However, I have taken it because of the fact that had it not been an LNT trade, I only needed a 40-50 pip stop loss here for a 100 and odd pip gain here. What I'm hoping here is that price is going to continue down to the channel, and it's actually a potential 233 pip gain. So as you can see here, prices come up, down, all the way down this channel. So not a perfect LMT trade, but certainly for me was worth taking the risk. On the euro yen, I told you on Monday that what I would like to see is if price started to turn down here, and hopefully the candles stay in this area and we got a red bar. Well, this morning we received our first red bar. If price can stay in this area and we get a red bar tonight, then this could be the best trade of the week, because what we're looking at is the potential gain down here of 200 and odd pips, which will be at least double our stop loss. There is then the further potential that the second lot could go all the way down to here, 330 pips. So this one, this week, is the trade I am watching the most closely. On Monday, I told you that the Euro CAD was probably going to fire a signal. And I told you and explained that I would not, under any circumstances, take this trade. And that the reason was that this is severe upper resistance line and a strong psychological line of 1.5900. Now, had you taken the trade, at the moment, you would have had a little bit of a bumpy ride yesterday. At the moment, you're slightly behind. It may still go forward and win, but the percentage-wise, to minimize your potential losses, I would not take this trade because of this resistance. So far, I've been proved right. However, other days, it goes completely against you. Here on the New Zealand dollar, I was hoping that the price would come further down here, nearer to these trend lines and support and resistance lines, to give us a really good chance at a good run back up to here. I didn't take this trade. I didn't take this trade because it come up to 7200 line. It only just broken through an area. I didn't take it. This time it won. I've missed profit. I haven't lost anything. I missed profit. The reason probably why price moved forward here, there has been two important pieces of big news out of New Zealand this week. On Monday night, their current account balance was much better than expected, and last night their GDP quarter on quarter was much better than expected, and the previous quarter was revised as well. So again, this is something where if you are able to watch news and tie it in with the LMT, possibly you could have got a better trade out of this. So hopefully from this you have learned that if you plan ahead from the beginning of the week and look at the potential trades, then you can see which ones have the potential, which ones don't, and you don't need to waste any time on. And of the ones that have potential, set a trap for where you would like price to come back to. And just as we've done with the USD dollar, and we set the trap hoping it would come back here, it did. And equally, we now have a trap set at the moment for the euro yen, and hopefully we will get a signal in this area, and it could be an extremely good signal. In the next little clip, I'm going to show you why you need to plan ahead. On one platform last night, there were 6 signals on the daily charts. Had you not planned ahead, you would have been stressed and suddenly thinking, crikey, what do I do now? On to the next clip. Last night on Forex.com platform, MetaTrader platform, there were 6 signals on the daily out of the potential 11. This is why it is vitally important that you plan ahead. Because if 6 come at once and price starts to move quickly, as it does when the trends are working, then you could miss a good potential trade. And just to prove the point, I'll quickly flick through here. We've got dollar yen triggered last night, euro dollar, dollar CAD, dollar Swissy, euro yen. I will explain in the next video of why I'm using these different platforms. But on Alpari, we're waiting for a signal. On Forex.com last night, we actually got the signal. And I would definitely be in this trade now. Doesn't look particularly good at the moment, but we're on a daily chart. So the potential gain here was 220 pips. Definitely would be in from there. And finally, Aussie dollar fired last night as well. So just to do a brief resume, this is why we plan the trades. You must get into the habit of it. It doesn't take a lot of time on the daily. If you're dealing with 4-hour charts, then I would suggest half an hour before a trade is due that you go through the process we've done here. The daily is a lot easier because you've got 24 hours to plan what you're going to do next. And in this case, plans that we made on Monday started to come to fruition on Wednesday. And there are other potential trades later in the week on the Alpari that we're waiting for. On to the next video.